On the morning of December 7, 1941, the United States woke to a nightmare. In just 2 hours, a surprise attack would change world history, pull America into World War II, and unleash consequences that would echo for generations. This is the story of Pearl Harbor, the strike that awoke a giant. Tensions between Japan and the United States had been rising for years. Japan sought to dominate Asia and the Pacific, while the U.S. tried to stop its expansion with embargoes and diplomatic pressure. Japan believed that war with the United States was unavoidable. To win, they needed to strike first and strike hard. The Japanese plan was bold. They would target the U.S. Pacific Fleet stationed at Pearl Harbor, hoping to cripple American naval power before it could respond. 6 aircraft carriers secretly sailed across the Pacific, undetected. A massive force of fighters, bombers, and torpedo planes prepared for a coordinated strike. At 7:55 a.m., the first wave of attackers descended on Pearl Harbor. Sailors rushed from their bunks as explosions tore through battleships. The USS Arizona erupted in a massive fireball that lifted the ship out of the water before it sank with over 1,000 men still aboard. The harbor was transformed into chaos, smoke, flames, sinking ships, and men diving into oil-covered waters. Japanese torpedo bombers skimmed low across the waves. Targeting battleships lined up neatly along Battleship Row. Dive bombers screamed from the sky, hitting airfields and destroying planes before they could take off. Anti-aircraft gunners fired desperately, but the surprise was complete. Within minutes, the destruction was overwhelming. The USS Oklahoma rolled over completely. The USS West Virginia sank. Planes at Hickam and Wheeler Fields were hit one after another. All across the harbor, sailors fought to save their ships, their friends, and their own lives. A second wave of Japanese aircraft struck even harder, focusing on remaining ships and facilities. The attack lasted less than 2 hours, but its impact was enormous. More than 2,400 Americans were killed. Battleships burned or lay at the bottom of the harbor. It was one of the most shocking military disasters in American history. And yet, Japan's success was incomplete. The U.S. aircraft carriers, the real power of the modern Navy, were not in Pearl Harbor that day. Oil depots, submarine bases, and repair facilities survived. Instead of crushing American morale, the attack united the country with a single purpose: defeat Japan and its Axis partners. President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed the nation, calling December 7th a date which will live in infamy. The next day, the United States declared war. Factories roared to life. Millions enlisted. America, once hesitant to join the conflict, became fully committed to victory. Pearl Harbor was more than a military strike. It was a turning point that reshaped the world. It launched the United States into a global war, fueled a massive industrial effort, and set in motion events that would ultimately lead to Japan's defeat. The harbor is peaceful now, but the wreck of the USS Arizona remains beneath the water, a silent reminder of the lives lost and the moment when America awoke, resolved and ready to fight.